spreads much faster in the softer dentin, and you may have a tooth. If still neglected, it gets into the pulp chamber, causing an infection and perhaps other serious trouble. Jerry doesn't want his teeth to decay like that. If he were home, Jerry would brush his teeth right after meals. But at school, Jerry cleans his teeth by eating an apple, an orange, or a carrot right after lunch. Jerry's dentist advised him to do this and to rinse his mouth after meals to help keep his teeth dry. In the evening after supper, in fact, right after meals whenever he can, Jerry always brushes his teeth. He knows it's important to brush out those bits of food. In school, Jerry learned this is the way to clean your teeth. The brush sweeps like a broom, away from the gum and along the teeth. The bristles can use between the teeth and push food out.
That's not.
Brush the front teeth and the back teeth.
That's not a man wearing children jogging panties as a mouse.
Brush at least 5 times on each surface. Jerry uses a toothbrush or paste recommended by his brush his teeth like this after meals. Very much to reduce
That's not a man. 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 That's not a man.
Check after they clean their teeth. Those Larry and Judy would be sure to clean their teeth after every meal. This morning, they've all cleaned their teeth after breakfast. And, why, what is Susie looking at?
That's not a man.
It's the calendar.
That's not a man.
Susie and Jerry have an appointment with a dentist.
That's not a man.
Each one of the family visits the dentist at least twice a year. Well, here's Susie in the dentist's chair, ready to have her teeth treated.
That's not a man.
Jerry's watching Dr. Wright and his assistant.
That's not a man.
Dr. Wright has been fluoride for some time to help prevent decay in her young teeth. Before the first treatment, Dr. Wright cleaned Susie's teeth very thoroughly, much better than Susie would by brushing them herself. Then he dried the teeth, set all their surfaces with a fluoride solution, just as he is doing now. For many children, treatment
every night.
Barry has already had fluoride treatment, and he will have another treatment later for the rest of his permanent teeth. There are many other ways in which your dentist cares for your teeth. If you come to say, the dentist can repair your teeth with his fine precision instrument. Clothes to help find decayed spots.
That's not a man.
Drills to clean out cavities.
That's not a man.
Brushes and polishers to clean your teeth.
That's not a man.
Your dentist will help you care for your teeth.
That's not a man.
Even when your teeth seem all right, you should see your dentist.
That's not a man.
Well, now it's Jerry's
That's not a
turn.
man wearing children
Glad to have
jogging
Dr.
panties as a
look
mouse.
after his teeth. Correctly clean them and fill any tiny decayed spots before they get serious.
When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they made an interesting discovery.
Now,
The teeth
let's
of those
remember
ancient
what we've
humans
learned
were
about dental
filled
health.
with holes.
Eat the right food. More milk and fruit, vegetables, and meat. Not so much sticky seafood.
When a team of archaeologists recently came across some
Keep your teeth clean.
15,000-year-old human
This is the
remains,
method your
they made
dentist
an
recommends.
interesting discovery.
Clean your teeth after every meal.
Riddled with holes.
And be sure you see your dentist often. Your dentist can help you keep your teeth healthy.
That's
When
not
a
a
team
man.
of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they
You
made
want to
an
care for
interesting
your
discovery.
dental health.
The
That's
teeth
the
of
way
those
Jerry
ancient
and Susie
humans,
do.
riddled with holes.
Remember, they had sound,
Cavities were
and they want to keep them that way. Remember, too, that sound healthy teeth keep the rest of your body
A
healthy.
team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains. An interesting discovery. Those ancient humans were riddled with holes. A team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains. They made an interesting discovery. The teeth of those ancient humans When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they made an interesting discovery. The teeth of those ancient humans were riddled with by the same tiny microbes. These microbes are with us soon after birth. We typically pick them up as babies from our mother's mouths. And as our teeth erupt, they naturally begin to appear communities of bacteria. Depending on what we pick them up as babies from our mouths. As our teeth erupt, they naturally begin to accumulate communities of bacteria. Depending on what we eat, and specifically how much sugar we consume, certain microbes can overpopulate and cause cavities. Diets high in sugary foods cause an explosion of bacteria called mutans streptococci in our mouths. Like humans, these microorganisms love sugar, using it as a molecular building block and energy source. As they consume it, the bacteria generate byproducts in the form of acids, such as lactic acid. Mutans streptococci are resistant to this acid. Fortunately, how each human tooth is coated in a hardy, protective layer of acid degrades the armor over time, leaching away its calcium minerals. Gradually, acid wears down a pathway for bacteria to the tooth's secondary layer called the dentin. Since blood vessels and nerves in our teeth are enclosed deep within this stage, expanding cavity doesn't hurt. The damage extends beyond the bacterial invasion processes, causing excruciating pain as the nerves become exposed. Without treatment, the whole tooth may become infected and require removal, all due to those sugar-loving bacteria. The more sugar our food contains, the more our teeth are put at risk. Those cavemen would hardly have indulged in sugary treats, however. So what caused their cavities? In meat-heavy diets, there would have been a low risk of cavities developing because lean meat contains very little sugar. But that's not all our early human ancestors ate. Cavemen would also have consumed root vegetables, nuts, and grains, all of which contain carbohydrates. Exposed to enzymes in the saliva, carbohydrates get broken down into simpler sugars, fodder for those ravenous mouth bacteria. While ancient humans did eat less sugar compared to us, their teeth were still exposed to sugars. That doesn't mean they were unable to treat their cavities. Archaeological remains show that about 14,000 years ago, humans were already using sharpened flint to remove plates of iron teeth. And humans even made rudimentary drills.
Let's contrast a little bit, but we're still going in the same direction here. Your speech against the American Dental Association also involves bringing to light the toxicity of silver fillings. Can we take a few minutes to talk about that? Now, We have this substance called mercury, and in itself it's quite a toxic element, but it seems that once it's in our mouth, everything is fine. What kind of things do you know of as some of the effects of
actually is not okay once it gets in the tooth, but it's giving off itself in the form of a vapor, mercury vapor, which is taken in through the lungs, goes into the bloodstream, accumulating and mercury now is, let me give you an idea of toxicity. So let's talk about lead. Fluoride is more toxic than lead, which is like the toxic arsenic.
When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they made an interesting discovery. When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they made an interesting discovery. Ancient humans were riddled with holes. Their cavities by the same thing that still plagues us today, specific tiny microbes that live in our mouths. Microbes are with us soon after.
That's a race back.
Kidney function was depressed by approximately 50%. Now, that is quite startling because it's the same stuff that's in our mouth. Now, objection studies, well, these animals chew more. Well, yes, but then again, it's a 50% reduction in kidney function in a course of months. What happens if a person chews a little bit less and has mercury fillings in their mouth for 40 or 50 years? The point is, you don't want to have stuff in your mouth if it can cause that or has the potential to cause that problem, especially now, since we're going into, they say, resins, acrylic resins people can use. We have restoration of the mouth fillings, and we have gold and all which are suitable to mercury. See, it's amazing. Now, we look at industries like sweets, which we look up to because they make like olive oil, they have a much better healthcare system, much lower nitrogen, they use of fluoride water, and I believe the last couple of years, they use of mercury I would have. He was just like another dentist.
Yes, which I have done. Now, again, the Dental Association has a release. I have a copy here. I didn't actually bring it, but the Dental Association in Canada is aware of the 60-minute show. It made a statement for all of their members that they can be free to say whatever, and this because nothing assures the public that there's no problem whatsoever. Have there been any studies in the area of mercury fillings?
Have there been any studies?
Yeah, either for or against.
Oh, definitely. There's studies. I mean, on the shelf I have, I don't say about 100 studies right on my shelf here, many of which summed up by Chang, my advisor, and I referred to the World Health Organization, which points out mercury when used in the mouth. It's funny with chews that you put in the mouth, I don't know what they first thing about smells that would make mercury, trap mercury, because in getting support for our case, which we have been doing actively for the last few days, and will be continuing well into the end of the year and probably even into the new year, we have talked to many dentists. Some of them have removed mercury malleable fillings, and just from the removal of the mercury malleable fillings, that brief exposure that they've had, they have got themselves mercury poisoning.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is a surge to think that just by mixing mercury with silver and copper and some other metals, that it's not going to come off. It does come off. And as a matter of fact, even the dental association realizes this because they tell people how to properly dispose of this material.
Right. So
I really don't know if there still is a proper way, but at least so that the dentist won't get poisoned from it.
yes. So it seems sort of obvious to me that there's some kind of conspiracy happening here. Could you give us a little more detail about who are the players?
The players include the bureaucrats, the American Dental Association, who are more concerned about their reputation than they are about the welfare of the people they are to serve. And apparently the Canadian Dental Association seems to fall right after them. I mean, I would imagine that the Canadian Dental Association was told by the American Dental Association what to say. I don't know if that's true for sure. But what is amazing to me is how the Canadian and American Dental Association regard their members so lowly to say, don't say anything about mercury. You don't know enough about it. Just tell them what we tell you to tell them. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there is a lot of ego at both the American Dental Association and the Canadian Dental Association, where these people don't want to admit that they're wrong. They're sitting in their pretty positions up there. Really, I don't think have been doing much of a job at all. Have just been towing the line. They have been influenced by industry. But there is another major player. The United States Public Health Service has been a primary promoter of fluoridation for the last 40 years, along with the American Dental Association. And they have done everything what they could have done, legally, illegally, immorally, pressuring investigators not to come out with results showing harmful effects of fluoride, trying to block up the scientific journal system, preventing papers from being published. And I know several right now that have that were attempted to have got published and were not published. We have a fear by the American Dental Association of the tremendous liability that they will have to be responsible for when it becomes known when the damage of fluoride in mercury mountain filling actually becomes known. I really feel that if we're successful in seeing this case through, there will not be 1% of the money and the assets, the total assets of the American Dental Association to take care of all the damage that has been done to human health in the United States.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth, and guess what we're going to talk about today? Teeth whitening products. Yeah. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth, and guess what we're going to talk about today? Teeth whitening products. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth, and guess what we're going to talk about today? Hi, I'm Dr. Jonina, and guess what we're going to talk about today? Teeth whitening products. Yeah, we did a really interesting experiment with 5 different teeth whitening products. We had 5 of our staff volunteer to whiten their teeth with various products. And we're going to tell you a little bit about the results of those teeth whitening products. It's hard to say exactly what happened, but it is a reminder that I'm swimming in a food chain. So I'm going to use this as an excuse for us to look at the teeth and jaws of the white shark and what makes them specialized enough to hunt pinnipeds. Welcome to Shark Minutes.
This isn't the first time that I've been reminded that we're sharing the ocean with predators and their food. For example, this guy in Monterey had the telltale marks of a shark bite on him and was recovering when I came up from scuba diving. There are many things that make the white shark a uniquely adapted predator, such as the fact that it can regulate its body temperature, which is why we find it in oceans all over the world. But we do very commonly find them in waters that are shared by one of their favorite food sources, pinnipeds. And yes, the size of the white shark is a big reason that it's able to hunt. This is a well-known shark named Zapata in Guadalupe, and he's going to help us learn about the white shark teeth. In this shot, he looks like a grandpa with no upper teeth. But here he is. There's another reason. This is a well-known shark named Zapata in Guadalupe, and he's going to help us learn about the white shark teeth. In this shot, he looks like a grandpa with no upper teeth. But here he is. There's another reason. This is a well-known shark named Zapata in Guadalupe, and he's going to help us learn about the white shark teeth. In this shot, he looks like a grandpa with no upper teeth. But here he is, same day, same trip, and all of a sudden he has teeth. What happened here? You may notice that you can almost always see the lower teeth of the white shark, but not the top teeth of the white shark. The upper jaw of the white shark is actually able to come unhinged from the skull and move forward.
That's no man bearing children shall expand you. That's Frank. That's no man bearing children shall expand you.
Battery. 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 Battery 80%. Battery. Battery. Battery.
Practitioners, again, that want to incorporate implant dentistry into their practice. Obviously, I've done this in the past where I've presented cases that are ideal. In this situation, the patient is missing tooth number 30. So I bring the patient in initially for a consultation examination. Obviously, I want to use my radiographs and a cone beam scan to take measurements so that I know what size implant I want to place. CT scans are very accessible, pretty much to everyone in private practice, and it's a good tool to have. So, after the diagnosis and treatment planning, I'll bring the patient back the following visit, and we'll go ahead and start the treatment. What I usually like to do is reflect the 4th flap. Flap design is really based on where you have gingival junction, last tissue, and the buccal of the tooth, or the area that the implant. To design it so that you get a little bit more clear mass tissue. In this situation, it was a straightforward flap design, crestal incision, and I can go ahead and access the bone. And I want to create a flap that's big enough that I can actually visualize not just the top of the bone or the occlusal surface area, but also buccally and a little bit of the lingual as well, so that I know where my undercuts are. Go ahead and create my osteotomy. So the flap is reflected, and I'll go ahead and remove any residual soft tissue, and then I'll start with my start drill. Now, usually what I like to do is create that initial osteotomy with the start drill, and then take the parallel pin and push it into the osteotomy site and keep it right there. This will kind of help me
Fresh capitalized rock. Like twin brothers are up and offspring. Like twin brothers are up and offspring. Like twin brothers are up and offspring. Like twin brothers are up and offspring.
sometimes fire, but it was easy to perceive it was all distraction. I believe it was everywhere else at that time, where the big stuff was done all the time. For a little while. One thing I didn't like, I thought it was extraordinary. At least that all calculate their own nativity. Their own nativity. To calculate their own nativity. Their own nativity. To calculate their own nativity. To calculate their own nativity. Their own nativity. Their own nativity. Their own sounded incredible enough to say that from that time, enough to I knew from that time, enough to I knew from that time,
when a team of archaeologists recently came across some 1,000-year-old human remains. They made an interesting discovery. Their cavities were caused by the same thing still plagues us today.
When it's When a team of archaeologists recently came across some 15,000-year-old human remains, they made an interesting discovery. The teeth of those ancient humans were riddled with holes. Their cavities were caused by the same thing that still plagues us today. Specific microbes in our mouths. These microbes are with us soon after birth. We typically pick them up as babies from our mother's mouths. And as our teeth erupt, they naturally begin to accumulate millions of bacteria. Depending on what we eat, and specifically how much sugar we consume, certain microbes can overpopulate and cause cavities. Diets high in sugary foods cause an explosion of bacteria called mutans streptococcus in our mouths. Since blood vessels and nerves in our teeth are enclosed deep within, at this stage, the expanding cavity doesn't hurt. But if the damage extends beyond dentin, the bacterial invasion progresses, causing excruciating pain to the nerves and nerves. Without treatment, the whole tooth may become infected and require removal. The nerves are exposed. Without treatment, the whole tooth may become infected and require removal. The cavity doesn't hurt. But if the damage extends beyond dentin, the bacterial invasion progresses, causing excruciating pain as the nerves become exposed. Without treatment, the whole tooth may become infected and require removal, all due to those sugar-loving bacteria. The more sugar our food contains, the more our teeth are put at risk. Those cavemen would hardly have indulged in sugary treats, however, for what caused their cavities. In meat-heavy diets, there would have been a low risk of cavities developing because lean meat contains very little sugar. That's not all our early human ancestors did. Cavemen would also have consumed root vegetables, nuts, and grains, all of which contain carbohydrates. Exposed to enzymes in the saliva, carbohydrates get broken down into simple sugars and become the fodder for those ravenous mouth bacteria. They ate less sugar compared to us, their teeth were still exposed to sugars. That doesn't mean they were unable to treat their cavities. Archaeological evidence showed that about 14,000 years ago, they were all completely bacteria. The more sugar our food contains, the more our teeth are put at risk. These cavemen would hardly have indulged in sugary treats, so it caused their cavities. Invasion progresses with excruciating pain as the nerves become exposed. Without treatment, the whole tooth may become infected. All due to its sugar-loving bacteria. The expanding cavity doesn't hurt. If the damage extends beyond dentin, bacterial invasion progresses, causing excruciating pain as the nerves become exposed. For bacteria into the teeth's secondary layer called the dentin. Since blood vessels and nerves in our teeth are enclosed in the skin, the expanding cavity doesn't hurt. But if the damage extends beyond dentin, the bacterial invasion progresses, causing excruciating pain as the nerves become exposed. The whole tooth may become infected and require removal.
Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. And 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 miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. And 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 miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Miles. I'd sleep. And miles to go before 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 I'd sleep.
Battery.
Look at the time. What do you have there? It looks like Doug Harvey collector rings or something.
It's Jacques Lemaire and Ed Harris.
Oh yes.
Famous hockey players.
I thought it might be the famous hockey player Doug Harvey.
No, unfortunately, I don't have that one. I only have Jacques Lemaire and Ed Harris.
That's not a man wearing children Jockeys panties and a mask. That's a razor.
When I was cycling around Montreal, I came across the Doug Harvey Arena.
That's near where I live.
I know. Well, NDG, I guess.
No, it's well, there's a Doug Harvey Arena around Rue Plamondon.
Plamondon. It's oh, I thought it was a little bit further west.
I know it because when I used to get cars from Kuminoto, it used to be in the parking lot of Doug Harvey.
Yeah.
It's about a 5-minute walk from here. Lots of excitement, eh?
What's that?
Lots of excitement.
Lots of excitement.
Sonic excitement.
Right, right.
Excitement.
I love Camus. I love all the instruments that you bring out, all the acoustic instruments that are varied in their sound.
I have this as part of a turntable.
Oh, right, right. I recognize it. Did you
read that out?
A marble on it or something?
Yeah. I took out all my marbles, and that's where I found Jacques Lemaire and Ed Harris.
Oh, I see.
So here's here are them playing DJ.
Right. More than one way to play a record player.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's what a turntable looks like inside.
Yeah.
Looks like a hubcap for a minute from a distance.
That looks like a belt drive turntable. It's got the little rim around it where the belt would turn it.
Yeah.
Two eye holes too. Yeah. There you go.
Peekaboo.
Oh, good eyes.
What? I don't know what that's from.
Happy hockey.
I still hear that buzz.
You know what they say? They say you're a real eye hole.
Eyes, two nose.
That's not a man. That's not a man. That's not a man. That's not a man. That's not a man wearing children Jockeys panties as a mask. That's a razorback.
That's not a man. That's not a man wearing a turntable.
Glory hole.
That's not a man.
Ego is a glory hole.
Fake twin brothers and rubber offspring. Fake twin brothers and rubber offspring.
Ego is a glory hole.
Fresh cut grass. Fresh cut grass.
Ego is a glory hole.
Holy, holy, holy.